do. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'll call this September 19th Township of Ocean Board of Adjustment meeting to order. Can we have a roll call, please?
Here.
Here.
Here. Here. Here. Here.
Here. Okay. You rise for the salute to the flag, please.
Good board members. Pledge to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The notice requirements of the open public meeting law for this meeting have been satisfied. A copy of the notice have been sent to the Asbury Park Press and the Coaster and filed with the office of the Township Clerk. There are emergency exits through the courtroom doors in the back and 2 exits to the rear of the room. There's no smoking allowed during this meeting or in this building. No new cases will begin this evening after 9 p.m. and no new testimony taken after 9:30. In addition, the applicant will be limited to 45 minutes of testimony. All meetings will be video and audio taped and shown on the Township of Ocean's Community Cable Channel, Channel 22 on Verizon Fios, and Channel 77 on Cablevision. Please turn off your cell phones. If you need to make a phone call, please step outside of the meeting room. We have minutes for adoption: September 2023, October 2023, November 2023, December 2023.
You're gonna have to make them separate, so. No, I mean, we have to,
I was gonna
you know, just call it
do voice votes.
what?
Good time. Yeah.
September 23rd, somebody could make a motion to approve that. If they were here.
Would somebody like to make a motion if they're here in September 2023?
I'll make a motion if I was here in September 2023.
Well, Claire, just double check the minutes. There we okay.
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 And Claire's just gonna call those who are eligible to vote.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Somebody make a motion October meeting.
October 2023. Can I have a motion?
I'll second.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Can I have a motion for November 2023?
Make a motion for November 2023 if I was here.
I will second.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Can I have a motion for December 2023?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Now we have amended resolutions for discussion.
I'll explain them real
We have
fast.
Peter Loria, 20 Barber Lane, Ocean Township, Block 2601, Lot 7.
Okay, basically, that was the one that he was putting a shed, and we, Jim suggested that it be 30 feet back on the side, and 5 feet from the rear, and I thought it was supposed to be behind his fence, but that's the way I wrote the resolution, but it has to be congruent, basically, is that the right word?
Yeah.
With his fence,
Or
further back. So, it's not gonna be behind the fence, it's gonna be within the 30, behind the 30-foot setback, whatever it is. So I just amended that resolution to correct my mistake.
Okay, so that's a slight change of what we saw, but it's not
It's an
significant.
accurate reflection
Yep.
of what we approved, and the original resolution was,
Oh, these resolutions were done already?
Yes.
yeah, it
Voted
was all
on.
amended.
Okay, I
You're
got you.
getting a
Yep,
second
thank
one,
you.
so
Yep.
the record will be for him that he's got the right variance.
Understood. Can I have a motion for approval?
I'll make a motion for approval.
I'll second.
I guess it would be only the people that voted on the original resolution, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. And we have Solomon and Sarah Chabar, 221 Elmwood Road, Block 2531, Lot 11.
Again, this is an amended resolution because I failed to include in my resolution, and it was noticed for and it was discussed. Once you approved the garage being a kitchen, it now became not a garage but an accessory building. And then because it's an accessory building within such a distance from the house, it doesn't meet the accessory building setbacks. So Ms. Krimko, who properly noticed for that, sort of picked that up in the resolution, and it just amended to include the variances for the setbacks of the garage, which is now an accessory building. So that, in that this, in future there's a change or something or other, it'll come
Okay.
up correctly. So again, this is just, an addition to the previous resolution to correct my mistake of missing that one variance, which was approved and noticed.
Can I have a motion to approve?
I'll motion. Second.
Paloma,
Yes.
Ashkenazi,
Yes.
Kimura,
Yes.
Cuccinero,
Yes.
Riccielli,
Yes.
Thank you. Then we have the extension of the minor subdivision, Deal Road, Poplar Place, and Route 18. That's
That
just,
you voted on.
that's-
the
yeah,
straight
that's the
one.
resolution,
That's, they couldn't do the minor subdivision within the time permitted by law, because they can't get
Yep,
the
I
fire
remember.
commissioner's approval to sell one building and move it over in the lot lines, so that we gave an extension.
have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
That's whoever
Roll
voted
call.
on it. That was last meeting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Fuller,
Yes.
Paloma,
Yes.
Ashkenazi,
Yes.
Kimura,
Yes.
Nemesky,
Yes.
Riccielli.
Yes.
And we have resolutions for memorialization. Can we do all these at once?
Yes.
Okay.
They were all from last meeting.
We have Matthew Bilbao, 1202 Logan Road. Michael John Hancock, 1312 Franklin Parkway. Geraldine Maloff, 406 West Park Avenue. Samantha Martinez, 500 Bound Road. Costco Gas Station, 2361 New Jersey State Highway 66.
This is outline.
You all in favor? No, we say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Well, that's from last night. That's all.
Okay, cases carried to October 9th, 2024 without needing further notice. IAAT Services LLC, 1418 Highway 35, it's Block 182, Lot 7. IAAT Services LLC, 922 Highway 35, Block 141, Lot 12. Cases carried to October 9th, 2024, which need further notice or need to be renoticed, include Michelle Lanza, 600 Bound Road, Ocean, Block 3901, Lot 1. Emerald Jade, LLC, 515 Myrtle Avenue, West Allenhurst, Block 62, Lot 4. And then also Abraham and Margaret Moseri, 491 South Edgemere Drive
Is that,
in West Allenhurst.
now this is the second time it was adjourned,
Yeah.
so I don't know what the board's pleasure is about renoticing. The notice was,
That's
Was
that,
it
I just
accurate?
listed that in the group that needs to be renoticed for October 9th.
pardon me?
They need to be read.
They need to be renoticed.
Okay.
Yep.
You will tell me, tomorrow, Claire.
Just make sure everything in the ordinance for those ones that are being carried.
Hmm?
Is anyone here for this? For this? Any of these?
I know who those 4 people are.
Yeah, I know.
I think they might be.
Which one?
They may be here for either one. But
Yeah.
just make sure that they understand.
Which case are you here for?
1002 Bloomfield Avenue, and I think my architect, Mr.
No,
Lavin.
no, no,
is
no.
here.
You're asking
These
the-
people,
Which case you guys here for?
which, Okay. Oh,
Wait, no, wait,
Emma,
That's one being renoticed.
that was only for the newspaper, not for the people. You better go catch them,
just explain them.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but Jen, she'll tell Jen she wants to.
Sure, I'll tell you, I'll take
They
it.
don't have to stay after they
So to be clear, when someone needs to read notice, it's just for the newspaper, or it depends?
depends.
It depends on
That
what the
one
faulty
was that
portion,
They
okay,
didn't get it in within the 10 days, but they
Got it.
noticed the residents.
okay.
But
So the residents came and now they should know that it's carried to the 9th
without them getting noticed.
They're already doing the work on that one. That's why
Mr. Snado's here, so.
Sorry.
Mr. Snado's here? Okay.
is that right? It's gonna be one
Continued case, Joseph Snado, 355 Lake Avenue, Oakhurst, Block 5, Lot 32. Good evening, sir. Did you send them in already, or are these different than what you sent in? Okay.
When?
If you show them to Claire, Claire
They're
could,
gonna be marked in
Yeah, they have to be marked in and passed around, because they were sent in today.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you give them to Claire, and if they're different from what Claire gave us, then we'll deal with it. If not, she'll just let us know that we have them already.
just
right?
marked them by.
May I?
I marked it down in the objection, I didn't mention things, but the last review from the engineer.
These are what you had the last few days ago.
Leave the marked ones here.
Yeah. It's just different, but yeah.
I wasn't here last time, so.
But the numbers were sent us, and do they have it up there now? Okay. Kate needs a set.
Well, one photo we should take out,
Yeah.
because that wasn't supplied, which was this one, main house, back view, nobody has that.
Do you have a set for Kate?
We have extra.
Yeah.
Forgets what notes it is, it bent with me. I'm trying to follow the storage. The James note in every location. Can I have a copy?
I'm gonna give you a copy of the whole set. You have a set to mark? You wanna mark one of these, you have an extra, you have a set.
The mark one.
Yeah, take this one and mark
Mark
it.
on your own, I'll take them here. Okay, yeah, okay. I've got little highlight on it.
Okay,
You can mark them.
okay, okay, then we got it, okay, thank you.
Okay. Could you please tell us both your names, and then we'll swear you in?
Joseph Snado.
Stella Snow.
Okay, good evening. You'll both be testifying, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? Okay, thank you very much. So, where did we leave off? Or did we start from the beginning? Might be best to kind of start, give us an overview, Mr. Snado, of,
Would you?
yeah,
Some more
I could give
information.
you like a whole summary.
go ahead,
I wrote it
please.
down.
Because there's a couple folks here that hadn't.
So you want me to? So I'm basically gonna read you something that I wrote. Okay, thank you very much for having us today and giving us the opportunity to be here. I hope we give you a clear understanding of what our request is gonna be for our home at 355 Lake Avenue. So our family have been blessed to have moved from Brooklyn to here, to this township, and we really love it here. It's great. We moved back in 21, and unfortunately the size of the house was really, really small. We struggled as a family of 7 to live in a 1,400 square foot home. It was really a challenge to have all my kids in the same space, especially I have bigger ones. So we really needed just a little space to have people like my kids running around or even just to play. So we converted the garage into a play area, more like a pool house or like a extra space for the kids. I understand we did that, and I regret it. I regret that we did it without, going back to the township and doing what we needed to do. But it was really, really hard and difficult to have the kids just confined into one space. So this decision, although made with the best intentions, we were driven by pressing needs for an additional space for the kids to play and run around. We are deeply sorry about doing this conversion without the required zoning approval. Needless to say that we incurred a great deal of fines, a stop work order, and ability to use the space for almost 2 years, more than 2 years even at this point. However, we really, really kindly ask you for forgiveness and consideration, since our decision was not driven by not something that we were just doing in spite, but we didn't know the laws. We were pressed on the space, and there was an existing garage there that was already configured with a full bathroom and a storage room and water and gas and connection. So we just thought to just make the place a little nicer for the kids to sit there. So as we stand here today, we are hopefully asking for your kind approval to expand the second floor attic for our main house, since thank God we have a daughter that will be getting married hopefully next year. And we will also be asking you to convert the garage workshop into a pool house as shown in the pictures. We want to clarify that we had initially submitted our application for a guest house. This was due to an error by the architect. We submitted an updated plan showing it's a pool house, as the space does not have any bedrooms or sleeping areas and will exclusively be used for just as a play area for the kids, as we put in the photos where you can all check. We humbly ask you for your support to resolve this matter and allow us to create a more comfortable living environment for our family within this township. We really love it here, and we hope that you give us the space. Thank you very much.
Do we want to hear from our zoning officer?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Why don't you swear Kate in,
Okay.
and she'll advise
Raise your
us
hand, please.
as to why she feels there's a zoning violation here.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth and the whole truth?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
So what the applicant has stated is correct. They did convert the existing garage workshop into a separate living space, I'll call it. Unfortunately, it was done without permits. It was discovered when the pool was being constructed, which did have the proper approvals. The layout that I'm looking at right now, it still has the same roof line as the previous garage. So they didn't change the height or anything. Looks like they did get rid of the garage doors, obviously, for the regular swinging doors. Looks like they may have put the doors in the back as well. I'm not sure if the garage had rear doors. I do see possibly an air conditioning system. Does that have a condenser outside?
Yeah, this was there when he put
The air conditioner was there. Okay.
shower, gas line.
Okay. The only reason why I bring that up is I didn't see the condenser on the survey. And since the garage is pre-existing non-conforming, it's within the side and rear yard setbacks. I'm just wanting to know where exactly that condenser is placed. My guess is probably either side or rear. Okay. So that would require variances as well. But like I did say, their explanation was correct. They did the work before any approvals were granted by the township. Unfortunately, approvals could not be granted by myself, the zoning official, as the separate living space is not a permitted use in a residential zone. And again, the detached garage was pre-existing non-conforming. It was within the setbacks. Any structural change would require variances as well.
Can you say that last part again? Any structural change would require variances as well?
Yes, any structural change to a non-conforming accessory building or even accessory structure would require variances. In this case, it would be for both side yard setbacks and rear yard setbacks.
Are there things the applicant can do, kind of modifications that can be made that would make this space no longer a separate living space?
So I do have questions. I do see that it's labeled a kitchenette. Is there any cooking appliances in there, like a stove,
No,
oven,
just,
a microwave, nothing like that? Okay. It does have a full bath, correct? So shower, lavatory.
There before.
Everything was there before.
Everything was there before.
Okay. Do you have any pictures of the before?
It was really bad
Very
condition.
bad condition. They haven't accessed it for a long time, and they had like animals in there. So.
Really terrible condition.
Yeah, the property is still available on Google to see the before pictures, so it was definitely dilapidated, I will give you that. It looks
Yeah, they
very
had-
nice. But again, unfortunately, approvals would have been needed for something like this.
Yeah, I think probably the crux of the application, or the most important part of the application, is whether this accessory building could ever be converted to a small dwelling, which could be very easily be done when you look at the floor plan where you have the children's playroom. Somebody in the future, if you were to sell the property, and I'm not questioning what your intentions are, but what would happen, and we always have to look what could happen in the future, and somebody could come in very easily, put a door there and make that a bedroom and make that a second residence on the lot, make it like an accessory apartment on the lot. And what I'd suggested in my report is to, if the board is inclined to approve the application, to make a deed restriction that would prevent that from happening, that would state that that rear building could never become a accessory apartment or a separate dwelling. It could only be used as a playhouse, a pool house associated with the primary building. And that doesn't mean that somebody couldn't come in the future and change it anyway without getting any approvals and nobody would know, but at least there would be some form of protection there. And basically when I look at applications like this, you have something before you, you have the testimony before you, and my thinking is if it were to be denied and go to court, Mark, if you can, you know, the judge isn't gonna turn around and say, well, I think
It's
the applicants were lying, you know.
No,
Right? Yeah,
but it has happened where
Yeah.
a denial is affirmed and the buildings have to come down.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
rare,
yeah,
but it does.
Yeah.
It's happened. I think Merritt
But-
Lane, remember that, Judge?
yeah.
Did it at one time in Ocean
Yeah,
Township.
yeah.
But in this case, the structure was there.
What?
In this case, the structure was there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Footprint hasn't changed.
but-
Pardon me?
The footprint
I don't know.
hasn't
Yeah.
changed.
Can I,
Yeah, a deed
Correct, the
restriction
footprint
at
hasn't
least
changed.
allows some form
Yeah.
of protection. And again, it's not the ultimate form of protection.
Sure, because if someone goes to sell a house, if that space is empty, someone
Yeah.
walking in will
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
will not
yeah.
think playroom, they'll think
Yeah,
bedroom.
But if there's just a deed restriction that says it can't be used for a residence, then at least they would have knowledge of that when they're buying the place.
Well, if it helps, we're not looking to sell it anytime
Yeah,
soon because we really love this.
Yeah.
Really love this
I
place.
understand, but things happen too.
I understand you want to put in
circumstances
something,
change.
and I'm not
We don't mind the
against it.
restriction.
Yeah,
If
it's
this is
it's
what-
totally
we don't
fine.
Mind. We don't mind.
You mentioned
Anytime.
there was a gas line though. What'd you guys do with the gas line?
We cut it. The pool company cut it. We applied for a permit to put it back, but we realized there is no use for it, so we canceled the permit. We applied for.
There's no gas line there now.
There's no more gas line.
There's no
Alright,
need
that
for
would-
one.
I assume that's, if you approve it, there
Oh,
was
we
no
could.
gas.
We could also. Yeah, we could also make that Erical.
Yeah.
That's fine too.
And no stove?
There's no stove.
I don't need that.
Currently, there's no stove.
I'm okay with one stove.
No
You
stove,
may
I mean,
have-
they can put a microwave in, we're not talking about that,
Yeah.
just for the, gotta make popcorn for the pool.
We do microwave.
I don't use microwaves in the house. It's not healthy at all.
But, I mean, if you are gonna approve it with certain conditions, I think it would be no gas line to the unit and no stove installed.
So aside from the setback issues, as it is now, could it be a use as a pool house? if it met all the other,
Well, what is a pool house?
well, I remember
Definition of
something
a pool
before
house.
where it had, a couple of them had to have walls open and,
Right.
but it can be enclosed like that and.
So when it comes to pool houses, in order to keep them from becoming separate dwellings, we usually have sort of a toss-up. You can either have a full bath, so the lavatory, sink, and shower, because a lot of people don't like to walk through the house to take showers after they hop out of the pool, and you couldn't have a full kitchen. So what you've seen recently is a lot of pool houses will have the either garage doors or sort of pull back doors, so that way it's more of an open patio concept. So that way obviously no one's going to be sleeping in something like that. But in this case, like they had testified to, there's no cooking appliances, so the kitchenette is just basically for storage of, I'm assuming,
Exactly.
snacks and
Toys
kids'
and stuff.
toys, exactly. So the full bath in this portion would be permitted. Again, the only concern that I have is where that condenser is for the AC unit.
It's currently in the back. I mean, it's 10 years old. You could see.
Is it a mini split? You know what that is?
It's a mini split. It's a mini thin one, yeah. Mini split hanging. The unit itself, when we got it, we didn't know if it's gonna work. We were surprised that it's working. It's a very old unit.
Okay.
So
I
I'm
would
happy
recommend if
to
it's
show
an
you.
old unit, you might want to put it on the plan just so that way when you have to go to replace it, I don't deny you.
Okay. I understand.
Will it need a variance?
Right, that would need a
Yes, it would need a variance. My guess is side and rear yard setbacks. An accessory structure like an AC unit needs 10 feet on the side and 10 feet on the rear.
So it's, where is it located
Yeah.
in relation to the pool house?
It's right behind where the unit is in the picture.
In the
So
back.
along the rear property line.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So-
It comes
Oh.
through the wall there and you can see it on the other side.
Yeah.
It looks like it would be the side yard, next to lot 33.
It's actually connected from like right next. This window is facing the river, the backyard,
Like,
the lake.
Oh, I see, okay.
So it would be right next to the black light next to the door, next to the window.
Oh, is this up here? Okay.
He said black light. I was
Does the
thinking
notice have,
Oh.
does
Is
this,
So
Claire?
what,
These are the doors.
Is it on the ground outside, or is it
It's mounted on the wall.
mounted on the wall, so there is no
on the
structure on the
inside.
ground? Okay.
No, on the ground.
well, what you just pointed to is the wall in the children's playroom, correct?
Yeah.
So the other side of that wall is the shower.
Behind the
So it's in the
shower.
side yard next to 31, right?
Right,
The
but what I'm
bathroom.
saying is the condenser that we're talking about,
The condenser is in the
Outside.
back outside this way,
okay, on the rear wall,
on the rear wall.
against the rear property.
is it,
So,
would it be on the side yard next to 31?
no, it would be,
Which side?
Is that it? there.
It's
Yeah,
not shown.
but the condenser's not on the ground, right? The
No, it's
condenser's
elevated.
up
It's
on the
mounted.
building?
No,
Mounted
yours
on.
still needs a condenser,
What?
besides the wall mounted, there is a condenser.
There is a
It usually
condenser,
looks
but
like
it's
a
not on
fan,
the
a
floor.
box fan type
It's not on the,
thing.
where is
It's
it?
not on the ground. It's mounted on the brick wall of this
Yeah,
old garage.
because the unit goes through the wall and the condenser's
Yes,
up off the ground, it's
Yes,
not down on the
off the
ground.
ground.
exactly.
Is that a,
Those are split units.
Because the ground is on a
I've
very
seen those
heavy
units
slope.
before, that's the only reason I know that.
The
Is that
unit
heated?
outside.
it's like an air conditioner sticking out of your window, is that,
That's a mini split. They're real small.
I understand that, I'm asking Kate though.
Right, so it would still require, the side and rear yard setback.
It's an encroachment.
Right.
Would we be able to ask for
About how,
variance now?
yeah, about how big is it? How far does it extend off the back of the house?
It's about, the thickness of it is about 10 inches, and it sticks from the wall about 4 inches.
So I'm wondering, Kate, if it doesn't extend out 2 feet, is it exempt from the setback requirement?
So,
The ordinance right now,
so that's typically for overhangs
okay,
and chimneys.
okay, it's only overhangs and chimneys, okay.
Cornices and eaves, I think the ordinance states. But what I could recommend, if I may, because you're, I believe, almost finished up with the pool, you would need a final as-built survey for the pool. So I would recommend getting that final as-built, but also having them address where that condenser is, just so that way we know where exactly it is.
It's an additional variance.
Yes.
So if
You have-
if it extends off about 10 inches from the back, we could say 12 inches to be safe, and there, it's 7, the garage is 7 feet from the rear property line, so you could say a 6 foot, a variance for 6 feet. Does that make sense?
From the, that's the side though, right?
No, it's from
No,
the
it's the
rear.
back.
Rear, from the rear.
Yeah, rear yard.
If we grant the variance. I was gonna say, do we have the catch-all phrase in the notice? We should if they used our form. You know,
They're all
otherwise I'm.
the same, and,
It's very old, this stuff.
yeah, I know.
Bigger than
You got it, it's a catch-all phrase. So they do not have to renotice because we've now found another variance that they need. So I'm okay with however you wanna handle the variance.
Okay.
So I have a question. So is the place heated as well?
No.
Just
There's no air conditioning.
Jim, do you have any other questions or comments?
It's not usable in the winter?
We don't,
Haven't tried.
haven't tried.
How do you winterize it? Like, do you blow
We
the
put
water
a,
out
we
of the
put a,
lines, or?
no, we put a space heater, like electric
Okay.
space, so it doesn't freeze, the pipes don't freeze.
Would that be another condition?
Yeah, it needs to be a condition.
Be
But
no
that's
gas.
that's a plug-in
Yeah,
heater,
but
it's like
see,
this big.
Again, it's about being in livable
We
space.
can't control the buzzer.
Can we do that?
We say no heat, I don't know, you know.
No heat or any source of heat. Is that possible?
Those units can come also heat and AC, like units, so we could
We don't want
definitely.
heat.
Oh, you don't want the
We don't want
heat.
You don't want it.
Okay.
You want every way to show that it can't be an
Yeah.
Oh,
apartment.
I
Make sure
thought
it
you
can never be
wanted the heat.
Someone can't sleep there in the winter.
I thought maybe we could
Oh,
do
we
both.
don't have heat, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
We could
it's
fine.
it's a very big space to make it heated, because it's a high ceiling.
Yeah.
It's empty space, so it gets very cold in the winter. We just don't want the pipes to freeze, that's why we put
Exactly.
that heater, but we don't use it. If you wish to put in any condition, we don't have a problem with that.
Also fine.
Bennett, do you have any questions, comments?
I will say one comment was brought up in Jim's letter that the impervious coverage was difficult to calculate and it wasn't clearly shown. The applicant did provide an outline which calculated the impervious coverage. I reviewed it. I agree with it. They don't need a variance for impervious coverage. But the building coverage, which Jim did note in his report, there is a variance required for that.
Even though it's pre-existing?
No, it's not pre-existing, they're expanding it slightly. They're coming out with a second floor, expanding the footprint of the building on the second floor, so it's expanded slightly. On the main building, of the principal house.
But the main building doesn't need any variances.
Well, yeah, it does.
With that?
That's what they were here for.
I think the second story needs a variance, right?
That's what
That's
Yeah,
the
front
issue.
yard setback variance.
And the building coverage.
Second story addition.
But not that they did.
Yeah,
But this
yeah.
building is on the same footprint.
What, no, it's, which building? The pool house is
pool
on
house.
the same
Yeah,
footprint, yes.
okay, got it.
Yes.
I think we did.
Okay, so we'll be considering two, or is it all, it's all one?
Well, yeah,
Everything
they're
can be-
asking for
everything can be one.
variances for
Okay.
their expansion of the second floor of the
Yep.
main house and approval of the pool house with variances for side and rear, including setback 7 feet, it needs more, but we're gonna go 6 feet, so.
For the air
that
conditioning
is
unit.
the
Yep,
AC unit
okay.
there.
And you'll be willing to put restrictions on the
Yes,
deed
sir.
restriction, no gas,
No gas.
no
and
heat,
No heat.
what was the other
That's
thing?
fine.
No cooking.
No living,
Oh, yeah,
No
no
living
living,
No
but,
living
but no full kitchen,
Oh, no.
Right.
No.
well, no stove,
no
Right.
stove,
yeah,
Yeah.
if I have a refrigerator and a sink, if I run out of
it's
what's
close.
left.
Yeah.
No dishwasher in there?
No.
I don't use dishwashers.
Okay. Does anybody from the public have any questions? Does anyone from the public have any comments? Have a motion to close the public hearing? Claire, can you call the roll?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Survey, subject to an as-built for everything?
I would just recommend that they get an as-built survey showing the property as a whole. They need one for the pool anyway, so
Yeah.
just to clear up the condenser location, I think it would be wise.
Okay.
They should hold off, they should just do one, right?
Right,
Yeah.
so when you go for the as-built for the pool, I would assume would be soon, have them do the entire property with the pool house showing the condenser as well.
Okay.
So then are we getting a variance and then potentially for the condenser tonight?
That's what I
Just to
gathered,
cover
was the
the
recommendation of our
surface? Okay.
engineer,
That would
that
be
the
nice.
rear yard setback be granted at 6 feet.
6 feet?
Yeah.
It's existing at 7. It gives them the foot for the condenser.
Yeah.
Would anyone like to make a motion for a positive resolution?
Motion for a positive resolution.
I'll second.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes.
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 It's 4-3.
No, I didn't vote. I wasn't.
5-2.
I wasn't here, so.
Oh, you DQ'd.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's
read it to
42.
42.
That carries. You only need a majority
Yeah,
in
yeah,
this type of application. So
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
passed.
Okay, it's approved.
Thank you very much.
Talk to Claire this week. For any follow-ups needed, okay?
Thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate
good
it.
night.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you, Kate.
Yes, thank you very much. Okay, our next case and final case, 1002 Bloomfield Avenue LLC, Block 40.12, Lot 8. Attorney for the applicant, Robert Farber.
Good evening,
Hello.
Mr. Chairman. For the record, it's after 7:30.
Some people were worried that we would be too fast.
This is what, 1,000.
Somebody even made us read out every single resolution and vote individually.
Well, this is 1002 Bloomfield Avenue, Block 40.12, Lot 8. I suppose Mr. Matlick and Mr. Higgins will have some comments, but very, very briefly. Both variances are sought on a pre-existing home with front and side yard rear setback issues. The front yard is pre-existing, but since we're building upward and adding a front porch area, there's an enhancement of the pre-existing non-conformity. It is an undersized non-conforming lot. In the rear, a decking is proposed, which encroaches 1.7 feet within the 10-foot setback that's required for accessory structures, which the porch area would be deemed to be. I have to know Tom Lemon to testify as a licensed architect who's been before you numerous times. And leave the floor to Mr. Higgins.
Well, if you want me to go over my report, or do you want to have your architect explain the application? I don't have any major concerns with the application.
Just for the record, there's a gentleman here, Mr. Zima, who's a neighbor.
Okay.
I'm not sure he has objections, but he
Okay.
wants to understand what's going on. Are you here? Okay, I don't know your name, but, okay, but regardless, the floor will be opened up to you and everything will be explained. But why don't you go first, because I find that sometimes move things along.
Okay. Basically, what they're trying to do is expand the house. They're going in the front of the house. They need a front yard setback variance. The ordinance requires 30 feet. The existing residence is set back 22.2 feet. And they're basically going up with the second story at the same setback. So it's not really changing the front setback at all. It's just simply raising the height of the building, so there's a technical variance necessary. And then the proposed covered front porch is set back 28 feet, so it's actually set back farther than the residence. But again, it's required to be set back 30 feet, so there's a 2-foot deviation there. And what I note in my report is that the master plan actually recommends relaxing the setback requirements for covered front porches to try and make the neighborhoods more attractive and more socially attractive. So I don't have a big problem with those variances. There's a minor variance necessary for the patio. Very small corner of the patio extends 8.3 feet into the side yard. It has a setback of 8.3 feet. The ordinance requires 10 feet, and it's just a small corner of that patio, and it's a result of the fact that the lot is irregular in shape. It's wide at the front and then it narrows as it goes back quite significantly. So I think there's a hardship there in terms of the shape of the lot, and I don't have a substantial concern with any kind of negative impact. It's such a small deviation.
I had issued an initial report back in June. It had some concerns because there was a grading plan was not submitted, and the addition of impervious surface required stormwater mitigation. Revised plan was submitted in July and addressed all of my comments, so I don't have any other concerns with the application.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. And if I just may suggest, why don't you guys sit up here, because when the architect is presenting, you'll see what he's doing. Okay, I would like to call Tom Lehman as our expert on architecture. And could you be sworn in, please?
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth and the whole truth?
I do.
Thank you. Can you just remind us a little bit of your credentials? I remember you, so we don't have to go too deep.
Thomas Lavin, architect, 3430 Sunset Avenue, Suite 1, Ocean. I've been a resident of Ocean for 30 years. I've been an architect practicing for about the same amount of time.
You've
And
appeared before this board and been credentialed. at
Yes.
least a half a dozen
Yep.
times.
Okay,
At
thank you very much.
Several dozen.
Yep, thank you.
I'd ask that he be accepted. Okay, can you just to describe in more detail, maybe start with the room, because that's always easier.
It's Mark.
Can everybody see what
Okay, I have our drawing P1, which is showing the floor plans.
Disclosure of ownership.
Number 1 is the existing plan. It's a 1-story cottage. Had 2 bedrooms, kitchen, living room, bathroom, and then an addition out the side, original addition of a family room out the side. So we're proposing to reconfigure the first floor into living room, dining room, kitchen,
Mark probably owns it.
and a bathroom, and then add an addition on the back of the house that's completely within the setback, so there's no issue for that. The site plan, which I don't have on me, literally this corner of the house is in the front yard setback. So by adding the second floor, we need the variance just to add over that. We're proposing to put a covered porch on and come out about 2 feet at this, on this side, because of the way, right. Because of the way the property is angled and the house is angled on the property, this corner of the new porch is 28 feet from the property line, whereas this corner of the house is 22 feet from the property line. So we're not increasing or making the setback any worse. Then we're proposing a whole new second floor, which will have the bedrooms and bathrooms on that level. So I'm drawing P2.0 as our elevations. This is the existing house. It's a 1-story stuccoed house with the addition on the side, original addition on the side. So we're going to take the roof off, raise it up. This is the new porch entrance in that setback area. And this is the rear addition, which again doesn't need any variances. It's all within the setbacks. And we're meeting all the coverage. We're within building coverage and impervious coverage. And these are the side elevations. Again, the original 1-story, so we're taking the roof off, coming up with the second story.
Now, in the backyard, which I guess is this place, a porch area is proposed right off of where the sliding doors are.
Right, it's going to be in the back corner. We're just squaring off the 2 family room and living room, squaring that off.
And it's a paver patio, it's not raised.
Right,
so
it's down at grade.
Okay, and it's the corner over here essentially that we have the problem.
Right, same issue. The property line comes at an angle, so it hits that one back corner.
Since a picture's worth 1,000 words, the survey kind of explains the way the lot, it's not quite pizza pie shaped, but it clearly deviates back. The backyard area is much shorter, much less coverage, so it angles out, correct?
Yeah, the rear lot line is less than half the length of the front lot line.
We've all seen this, but,
I think we might have them. Thank you.
So essentially, you're updating and modernizing the house, correct?
Yes,
And the house right now is in somewhat deplorable condition, is that correct?
correct.
All right. If the board has any questions for Mr. Adams?
I have one question. If you could turn to the side view. if I understand what you said correctly, going up to second floor in the backyard, you would not need a variance for, right?
Correct.
You need it on the front side.
Right.
So at some point, it goes from needing a variance to not needing a variance. So in other words, technically, you could build part of a second floor, and just if we said you can't build the second floor on the front side, you still wanted to go to the second floor, how much would you scale it back?
Well, the front yard setback is 22.2, and it has to be 30. So if I do my math right, that's 7.8 feet.
I could do the math, but I can't see on the picture where that would be. That's why I asked them to turn to that page.
I think it's better to visualize what you're asking based on the floor plan.
Okay.
I think the family room, which becomes a second bedroom, is totally unaffected. But I think you face a rather strange situation where it would kind of cut across at a weird angle. Am I correct, Tom?
Yes, this corner is at 22 point, whatever it is, 22.8 feet. So
22.2.
30 feet would be somewhere around here. And it goes at an angle, so literally we would lose this whole area in order to, you know,
Look kind of funny too.
Or
to
they'd
not
have
need a
to
variance.
So
at all.
it would look strange.
Yeah,
Very.
yeah, the other thing is,
It wouldn't be useful. I mean, it would really affect the utility of the home.
Right.
And obviously, as this board knows, people tend to have families, they stay in the house a long time, and it would essentially ruin a bedroom, correct?
Yes. Yeah, because you're not going to remove just
Existing on the first.
that piece. You know, you'd end up removing
yeah,
basically that side of it.
yeah, and the other possibility would be just to take the entire second floor and shift it back 8 feet.
Right.
So that the house would step back and it would look like you had a second floor, and for some reason, it got slid back
Yeah.
8 feet, yeah.
Yeah. And those to me are not options that are visually appealing for your neighborhood.
I imagine that would greatly increase the building costs and
Structural issues. Yeah.
What's the condition of the foundation? You observed the foundation.
Foundation's in good shape. The house from the floor up is scary.
And there's no basement.
No basement, it's a
It's
crawl
on
space.
slab.
Yeah, there's a Bilco door on the back to get into the crawl space. We're gonna remove that and have an access through under the new staircase inside the house for the access to the crawl space.
Hold on one second. You'll ask questions. Does anybody else have any questions?
You're redoing the entire facade of the building?
Yes, everything, all new windows,
Windows,
all new exterior finish siding.
Match the other homes in the area?
Yes.
If the board has no further questions, I believe, Mr. Chairman, this gentleman from the floor.
Oh, that's it.
Let me just interrupt.
Yeah,
one
let me make sure
In your
nobody's
package, you
questions.
did not get the disclosure of ownership. So for your information, Mark Haber, who is sitting here, owns 50%, and then Alan Brilliant owns the other 50%, in case anybody has any conflicts or anything with those people. I
Okay.
didn't think so, but.
Yeah, no, you have to
That's
ask.
the record.
Yeah, you would not want to get approval and find out after, right?
Right, that somebody
Yeah.
didn't realize that they would have had a conflict.
Any other questions from the board?
Mr.
Okay, it's
Chairman, I
time.
believe this gentleman's name is Michael Zemo, Mr. Zemo, and you can ask whatever questions you'd
can-
like of anybody.
Mr. Farber, I'll ask him. Thank you very much. Yeah, if you want to sit here and I can go there, because I'm not getting paid to be here, but I get to ask the questions. Okay.
Well, you know what? I appreciate that.
So, sir, you just have to have your name and your address, and then you can ask questions.
Zemo, I live at 1101 Roselle Avenue.
Okay, Mr. Zemo.
My side street is Bloomfield.
Okay.
I only had a question about, are you gonna leave it as a slab? It's not gonna be a cellar built into this?
No, it's crawl space.
Cool. And just the other question, is the owner going to live there permanently, or is he gonna rent, say, in the summer or something like that?
Well,
That's not, you don't even have to answer that, that's not a consideration for this board.
Yeah, but
Oh,
We just deal with zoning, per se, as
Oh,
an
okay.
existing building, and we really can't get into that.
all right, I don't have anything else to say.
Any other questions from the public? No? Okay. Mr. Farber, do you have another witness that you want to bring, or are you ready?
I don't think it's, unless the board has any questions, obviously it's going to be developed per the plans laid out and testified to, but, I just had my client here in the event there were any issues or any problems.
Basically, you're just improving the neighborhood.
Clearly, if anyone on the board is driven by that house, this is going to be a vast improvement.
Can I have a motion that we close the public hearing?
Well,
I'll second.
that's ready.
Oh, yeah. So, does anybody from the public have any public or comments they'd like to make, as opposed to questions? Okay. Now we can close the public hearing.
I'll second.
Chair, call the roll.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Would anyone like to make a motion for a positive resolution?
I will move for positive resolution. I don't think there's any conditions, correct?
There's no conditions, right? That's
No, there's no
straightforward.
conditions, you know, he testified that he's gonna have new exterior, new roofing, new everything, so
Yep.
we don't even have to condition it.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you all very much.
You have a great night.
Sorry for that little hiccup.
Anyone like to move to adjourn, make a motion to adjourn?
Notices from now on, we'll take note of your change since July. 7 o'clock.
Motion adjourned.
Second.
Second? All in favor? Have a good night, everyone.
See you people next.